Welcome to the Jesus Show. Not that one.
But he is live streaming this on, what is it called?
Facebook.
On Facebook, on the Face. So he's setting up the stuff real quick, signing in so we can see what we're doing on the live stream. And then you guys are going to listen to this later. And Allie's over here giving me very disgusting, disapproving faces.
The hell?
Right? No? Is that one not? Oh, you have to poop. Got it. Allie has to poop.
Nice.
Yeah, okay,
Huh? Well. Yeah, well, you know. Do you not know how to use iPads?
I hate iPads, bro.
Well, because you have your thing. What is it? The other phone? Not a daily.
I got the fold phone.
Yeah, the cool one that looks like a fucking.
The fold phone.
Man. So you can see the
So
live
now-
on here.
I'm live right now.
Yeah.
So there's 3 people watching. What's up, chat?
Ty.
How y'all doing?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Jesse Vles.
Coming at you live.
Go over to his stream. I tagged his page on Facebook. Go over to the stream, click the link, follow him. He's a funny guy. We're going to do a live interview right now.
All right.
The Jesus Show.
There we go. You ready to go?
Yeah, man.
All right. Hey everybody. Welcome back to the show. This week, I have a very good friend that I've known for
30
years?
Ish.
Yeah. His name is Joe Balantoni. Hey man, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate this.
Wonderful friend.
For those watching, I said a little before the opening of the show, Joe is live streaming the podcast this week, which is new for us because I've never done anything like that. I've never done I've seen live streams. I've never been part of a live stream.
Now you're.
So that's kind of cool. Top of the show stuff, where can they find you?
Facebook, JoJo space G space gaming on Facebook.
Do you have an Instagram?
I
Just
do not.
just the
Yeah,
face?
just the face.
You can find him just on the face. You can find me on Instagram, the Jesus Show NTO. You can find me on Facebook, producer, the Jesus Show, not that one. Got it right this time because last episode I got it wrong. Yeah, this time I got it right. On TikTok, it's the Jesus Show, not that one. And Twitter, Jesus Show NTO. On YouTube, do that, the Jesus Show NTO or the Jesus Show, not that one. Go follow. Remember, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. Find me so you can not only watch me on the tube or anywhere else, but you can also listen to me. Right?
How do you remember all that?
I don't. I do not remember. That's why I have her here. So I go, hey,
Jeez.
did I get that right? I mean, it's easy. Some of them are the same, so that's kind of easy. The only one that's different is the Twitter. Because
Okay.
I guess the Jesus Show was taken.
Got it.
So I just had to
Makes
drop
sense.
and so I have to remember that. Also, sometimes I have it on my show notes, and I look at that. I'm like, psh, psh, and I look over it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So do you remember how we met?
Soccer. If I'm not mistaken, it was soccer.
Yeah, it was.
I think we ended up on the same team.
Yes. Do you
Or
kn-
did I meet you through Richie?
No, we played soccer through our soccer endeavors. That's how I started. That's how I met Richie. That's how I met Leo.
Because it was
Jeff.
before high school.
Yes. Oh yeah. It was before high school. Fun fact. So, what number would you wear when you played?
Number 12.
Number 12.
Every time.
So when we were on the same team, the years we were on the same team, you were always taking number 12.
Correct.
I'd take number 13.
Correct.
The few times that I wasn't on your team, I would take 12.
Nice.
So I was always rotating between 12 and 13, 12 and 13, right? Those were my two numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to almost 10 years ago when I got my flight attendant job. My class was class 12, 13.
Nice.
I was like,
I
oh
like
man,
it.
I got to tell Joe
works
that.
out. Yeah.
So growing up, Joe and I played soccer.
Yes, for many, many years.
You played what position?
Center half, forward.
Joe would usually do attacking midfielder, and I'd be the defensive midfielder, and we worked really well together. They'd also throw him up. You would play forward, and then they'd throw me back sometimes, and I'd play defense. But I feel like we worked very well together in the middle when you would go up and I'd stay back.
We did.
Or vice versa. And it was, man, we had some really good teams.
We did. I think we took first place quite a few years.
Yes,
if I'm
we
not
did.
mistaken.
Yeah.
You're talking over 10 years
Yeah.
of soccer?
Yeah, it was a long time.
Long time.
It was good. And then you went to high school. Granted, now when I ask you these questions, I know the answers, but they don't. So I have to.
Okay. We're not going to do anything rivalry or anything.
No.
Because we know whose high school was better.
Ours, obviously.
Okay. Yes.
No, you guys were leaps and bounds
Decent.
above us. When it came to football, I went to Montclair High School. You
I went to Chafee.
Yeah.
Chafee High.
In Southern California. Yeah. Our Montclair High School football sucked a dick. I mean, sucked a fat dick. I remember I would go and it'd be like, I don't know, something like 56-3. It was embarrassing. And then when it came to soccer, I think there was only a couple times that we beat you, and it was usually close.
Are we talking JV or varsity?
JV, varsity, you guys would always win. But I always took solace in knowing that we would beat both of our, not only playing ASO, but high school. We would beat, like San Dimas. We would beat Rancho. We'd beat Altaloma. Like those, they had a lot of money, but fuck, they sucked.
Yeah.
They just sucked.
They'd spend all their money on crazy stuff. So, they horrible teams, but lots of money, bought a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So, funny story, just so you know.
Tell me.
Not to interrupt your
everything.
interview or anything like that. Just so you know, this is comments and stuff like that. People cluing in. And
okay.
My one buddy said on here. Hold on, let me get to it. I came here to see Jesus and his holy purple robe. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I am not that Jesus. Hence not that one.
Not that one.
The way I got the name of the show was at work. We were first based in Houston, Texas, right? I always introduce myself as Jesse. Hey, my name is Jesse. And then for some reason, one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start using my legal name, which is Jesus. If you're Spanish, you call me Jesus.
Correct.
In English, people call me Jesus, but I don't have an accent on my name. It's just Jesus. But some people have a problem saying Jesus.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So I would tell them at work, I'd say, oh, hey, my name's Jesus. And, I'm in Texas. A lot of these ladies believe in the Lord, which is fine. It's good. It's cool. But they would tell me, oh, but you're not that one. And I go, I know. I'm well aware.
Perfect.
Well aware. So then when I was thinking about the name of the show, I was like, what can I? I was like, oh, yeah, Jesus, not that one.
Not that one.
That's how I got the name.
Very cool.
So that's why I just remember.
There you have it.
Jesus, but not that one.
Not that one.
Yeah.
Not that one.
How did you get into playing soccer?
That's a good question. I think my parents just looked it up when we were 6 years old. I was 6. We had just moved out to Ontario.
From where?
Glendora.
Okay.
So not far, but my parents had bought a house and stuff like that in Ontario. We had moved out there, and within the year, they were looking for some type of sport to put us in.
Okay.
Soccer was a sport that was coming up. They put all three of us into soccer.
I was going to say, because your brother and your sister played.
They
also.
played. They did play. They played. Actually, I don't think my brother played as much as we did because he was older, so he finished sooner.
Okay.
Because of age and stuff like that. My sister played for a while. I don't think as much though either. I was the one that stuck it through from start till I was 18.
Yeah.
I think it was under 18.
Yeah. Well, I know we played on the under 18, but during that time we turned 18, and then the season ended.
That's when I tore my
against Spring.
ACL. That's when
That's
I
when
was
you tore
done.
it?
Yeah, was
No
that
shit. How'd you do that?
soccer?
No, but I know. But was like, did
I was
you
just, I was,
plant it?
No, I was running on the field. The ball got kicked the other way. I did plant to turn,
Yeah.
and it snapped.
Ooh.
Sounded like a tree branch. Everybody heard it.
Oh, you know what? I do remember you on crutches.
Mhm.
I remember that they put you in the brace and everything, and you had
Full
crutches.
brace,
I remember.
crutches,
Yeah.
whole deal. And that was it for me up until I joined the military, and then I played indoor for our military team.
Oh, you
But
did?
Since then, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I remember after you came back, you played indoor with us.
Mm-hmm.
With
I tried.
Richie, Lily. I mean, you
tried.
did. There was one thing that I always envied about you. Like there was times where you didn't touch the ball for 6 months, and then you'd start playing, and it was like you didn't skip a beat.
But
I was like, fuck, man.
But there's a difference between, I mean, a lot of things can happen in 6 months, aka your weight. And I'd play, obviously, enjoy it and stuff like that. To me, it was always like riding a bicycle. I could always pick it up. I think it was a couple weeks ago, I kicked the ball around at a birthday party.
Nice.
And I still enjoy it. I smoke. I can't last very long. We're talking about smoking and soccer.
That's it.
And obviously beers from time to time. I'm a little heavier than I was back then, but
I think we all are.
I still
I'm
enjoy the
definitely
game.
a little heavier.
You're more in shape than I am, though.
Yeah, dude, I used to be 170. Now I'm like 230.
I'm like 260, bro.
Yeah, well, you know.
And like,
But
a couple inches
I
shorter.
like to eat.
I do too.
Fuck, it's good. That, and sometimes I'll have, like I just told Allie the other day, I think yesterday, maybe today, I don't know. I told her, I said, hey, the end of the MLS season is on Sunday. I think I want to have a beer or 70 that day. So that's what I'm going to do.
You should. I'll set up my TV downstairs. We'll play some playbacks or something like that.
Hell yeah,
and
dude,
drink
that'd be
beers
fun.
and
Yeah, we should come over.
Get done.
We'll bring the dogs over. We'll put them over there at the dog park.
Leave them. Hey, see.
Don't worry about the dogs. So, aside from playing ASO, or AYSO, however you want to say it, did you play in school as you played at AYSO as well? Like in middle school?
Not in middle school, no. The only other soccer that I played, obviously I played ASO, I did the traveling, and then the other soccer was high school. So when you played high school, you couldn't play on ASO because of regulations.
But I think that's why they moved. I think they changed to where the season would end before the high school season would start, because then you'd play ASO and then you would play in school, and then when that was done, then you'd start up again. Yeah.
So other than that,
so you never played middle school? Oh shit, I didn't know that.
No.
Why was that? You just because I mean you were playing in ASO. I know that.
You had your regular season ASO.
Yeah.
And then you had your traveling team ASO.
Yes.
There was only 1 year that I didn't make traveling out of the 10 plus years I played. And that was year round. So to hop into another team or anything like that, there was not enough time between practices and different teams and stuff like that to even think about playing on another team.
Did you ever play spring?
No, because traveling was going on.
Oh, okay.
The traveling team was going on during spring.
I remember I played some of those spring leagues. Like you could tell spring soccer was for the kids, mostly for the parents who wanted
Your mic and your headphones.
Oh, sorry. I was like, what's going on?
I was like, I should just use that. There you go.
I remember playing spring, like I said, and it was mostly for the parents, I felt, that wanted to give the kids something to do
to get their
They
kids
were
involved in stuff.
terrible.
It was spring was like the learning teams
Yes.
of ASO.
Yes.
So you'd have spring, you'd learn how to play the game.
Yes.
Then you'd go to ASO once you thought you were good enough
That's
to play
that's a
ASO.
great way of putting it.
Yeah.
Did you ever have something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can totally tell, like, oh, like this is where the players play, and then this is where the people that maybe take a short bus to school play, right? No, maybe.
Yeah, we didn't have ASO, like it was club.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, because Indiana, you got. Oh, that's
It's
because there's
called
not
something
enough.
else. It was
There's
called-
not enough for you
No, it's
to
called
put
something
a
else.
team
I
together.
can't think of what it's called right now.
Would you guys put boys and girls together, right?
Uh-huh.
Because there's like 5 people out in Indiana, right? They're like, yeah, the same team's gonna play each other 30 times in one season.
Hey, to back you a little bit though, we did have club soccer as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we did have club teams and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but
we
We
had
ASO, but it was called something else.
we had
I
like
can't think of what it's
30 different club teams.
Yeah.
Not just one.
Yeah. So we had a lot. We had a lot. That's what we're trying to say. No, dude. Some of those scores. I've never played a game where I was bored, right?
Yep.
And then I started playing spring now and again.
And you were bored.
It was not fun. Like, we kept scoring so much that they would put me in goal, and then I'd sit in goal, and I wouldn't do anything. It's like, this
Because
is
the ball would
boring.
never end up on your side of the. Yep.
Then I'd start playing goalie / midfielder. I'd get yelled at to go back into the goal. No, we're up 15 and there's still 30 minutes left. No, get back.
Okay,
whatever.
fine, whatever. I'll go stand back here.
Yeah.
Get me a beer or something.
Did you ever play any other high school sports other than soccer?
No, I regret not playing football.
Why is that?
I think I would have been a great, just because of my build, I think I would have done really well in football.
What
Not so
would you have
much-
wanted to play? Like what position?
Yeah, I think about it, and I'm a physical person,
Yeah.
so I would have loved to tackle some people, just because my girth and everything. But
Like
I
what,
had
a linebacker? I
put
don't.
me on the field and say go tackle this guy.
Real
I
quick,
would have won.
do you know anything about football?
No, I know some about
Well,
linebacker.
the concept,
but-
yeah.
Yeah, I know the concept of
Okay,
football.
but do you know? Like, I know quarterback.
Uh-huh.
I think I know where a linebacker sets up. Their defense, right?
I think. I don't know.
Okay, cool. So you don't know? I really don't know. I know quarterback. I know kicker, obviously.
Here's what I know. Here's
Okay.
what I know. Is you have a team with the ball,
Yeah.
and you have a team defending their end zone.
Yes.
And they say tackle.
Yes.
That's all I need to know.
Okay. Yeah.
Tackle the person with the ball.
Yeah.
But you do have your different lines. You do have your linebackers, your tight ends, your
Yeah.
receivers, your
Yes.
depending on whether you're on. I really don't talk. I know the concept of the game and
Yes.
how you score.
Correct.
And I see people get smacked and hit and tackled and all kinds of crazy stuff all the time. And I think I would have fit in somewhere in the field there.
Okay.
Whether it was that or kicking, because I've always
Okay.
had a strong leg.
You definitely did. Do.
I still do.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're
my
not dead.
Wife, my wife gets out of hand sometimes. I'm kidding. If you're watching, babe, I love you.
No, it's okay. Sometimes I push out down the stairs. Anyways, so so fast forward to now, you have kids now.
I do. I have 2 kids, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and
Yeah.
I have another on
The way. Yeah.
Yes.
Insane.
Yep.
I
done.
I knew Joe. Man, we had some good times.
We did.
We had some good time. I'm trying to think of some stories that are not going to
We-
get you or
we-
myself in trouble.
We had some good times in our single lives when we
Yes.
had our own places, parties.
Yeah. If I can tell a story, one time.
It depends. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm trying to think though. Yeah, no, I think we're outside of the statute of limitations for underage drinking, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Joe used to live in some apartments up in San Bernardino,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
right across the street, there was a Del Taco. One night, Joe, oh, that's when I was working for Budweiser.
For a beer company,
Yes, I worked for Budweiser at the time. And Joe would randomly text me. I don't know. I want to say maybe this was a Tuesday night, maybe a Wednesday night. It was sometime during the week. I get a text. No, I don't even think a text because we really didn't text back then. That really wasn't a thing.
Wasn't when pagers were?
Yeah.
Beepers were?
Yeah. So it was mostly phone calls.
Phone
Hey,
calls.
what's going on? What are you doing? Nothing. Hey, I'm having a party tonight. Okay. I got Robert with me, my brother Robert. Yeah, bring him over. Okay, cool. I think Robert at the time was like 16.
Oh my god.
17. Yeah, come on through. And then I think I told you something like, oh, I got a couple cases of beer. Of course, bring them through. Okay.
You had a keg as well because that keg was left at my apartment and I had that for years.
Dude, I brought a couple. I brought half kegs. I brought quarter kegs, and I even brought I bring like smaller kegs with the pony. What do they call it? The pony keg? No, but it was like the setup with, it would go through the coils, but it was set up with 2 taps, and the coils would run through a cooler, and we would put the ice in the cooler.
Correct.
Those were fun. And then I get whatever tap handle I was serving. It was definitely not sanctioned by Budweiser, just to let you know. But it did look like Budweiser sponsored your parties.
Yes. I had a pool table in my living room.
In the living room. So this one night in particular, we're there, and it was, the parties never got out of hand, meaning they weren't super loud, there wasn't super loud music, it was just a bunch of people coming together, hanging out, somebody would flip out a titty or two, or whatever, and then a lot of drinking, which was always fun, and then playing pool.
Yep.
This one night again in particular, we're hanging out, everybody's there, and we'd always, at least you and I would stay up 5, 6, 7 in the morning.
Yes, always. We were always the last ones.
Everybody else would be passed out.
Correct. Whether it's on the floor, the couches, the
Somewhere.
floor in the bedroom,
Yeah.
the balcony,
Yes.
everywhere, the shower.
That night, that party, we're having a couple drinks, but we never got too crazy that we couldn't. We'd always be responsible enough to be like, okay, look, we can't get too crazy because we want to go to Del Taco.
Correct.
That is how we're ending the night. We would, whatever it was, either we'd be drinking and then we'd stop for a couple hours and we're like, okay, we're good now to go drive, whatever. So Robert is drinking, and he starts taking not shots, but like 7 shots at a time of whatever alcohol. And he just gets, and then we start playing pool, and I think at one point I was like, Robert, yo, chill, man. And he's like, I'm good. I drink with my friends all the time. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I mean, you're not with your friends right now, man. Robert got so drunk he started crawling underneath the pool table.
I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember. I was wondering where you were going with this because there's been multiple parties, I do remember that.
He starts crawling. He's like, oh my God. We're like, what are you doing? Wasted. Then at one point, he's like sleeping underneath the pool table as we're playing. He's fine. He's underneath the pool table. Then he goes to the bathroom and he starts throwing up.
Yep.
Oh god.
But now he's throwing up for like 2 hours off and on. He's just in the bathroom, and people are like, "Hey, I gotta pee," but somebody's in the bathroom. We're like, well, "Go, just pee." My brother, he's passed out.
He's passed out. He's drunk.
He's not paying attention. I
Go do
promise
your
you.
Yeah.
So there was a couple girls in there like, I was like, "Look, I mean, I can try to drag him out, or you can just close the curtain." And he's passed out. And I would show him. I slapped the shit out of him, and he was like, he was passed out. Then, the next morning, we leave at, I don't know, let's say like 3 in the afternoon.
I don't know if that's morning, but
Well, yeah, in the like not.
I mean,
8.
in our drunken party, that would be morning because we just woke up. But
Yes.
it was in
Yes,
the
in the
afternoon.
PM.
Yeah.
So we get, me and Joe get some rest. Robert's been passed out for a couple hours, for good long hours. I get him in the car. Remember I had the blue Civic?
Mm-hmm.
So I put him there. We're coming down the 15 freeway to go to the 10. And I'm driving, and Robert is, pull over. Why? What's wrong? I gotta throw up. Dude, he threw up like 6 times on the way from your house in San Bernardino to my mom's house in Montclair. We get there, and my mom looks at Robert and goes, "Oh, mijo, you look a little tired. What's going on?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm sick because I ate something bad last night." She's like, "Oh, go lay down." I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go lay down." So he goes and lays down, and then that night, he had church practice. So I remember Greg was like, "Dude, Robert was not doing okay," and I was like, "Yeah, because like he almost give me that. Let's say this was a bottle of, let's say vodka. He drank like most of it on his own."
Young.
On his own.
Well,
Wow.
We were like, I think at one point, Joe goes, "Is Robert gonna die?" Or I
Don't
maybe
know.
he might. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
but we had enough alcohol to support anybody's drinking habit.
Yes.
When we had parties there. So the benefit about the parties that I had at that apartment was I never got in trouble, other than my buddy who managed, and we won't disclose any names, but he managed the apartment complex.
Oh,
So
is that why?
I would get a knock on the door with a cup of coffee, hand it to me, and say, "Let's smoke a cigarette and let's talk about what happened last night." Fair enough. Let's talk about what happened last night. He goes,
Was it two stories or 3 stories?
I was on the second story. And
But it wasn't 3 stories.
No, it wasn't 3 stories.
Okay, got it. Yeah. I remember you were upset.
I'd always get a complaint, especially during the weekdays when we had these parties, because there was an older gentleman that lived below me, and he can hear people playing pool and the pool balls smacking and all that stuff. So I always knew I was going to get a visit the next morning from my buddy,
Yeah.
having a cup of coffee, smoking a cigarette on the balcony, saying, "Probably keep it down next time."
Yeah, but again, I think the only time we ever got really loud.
We had a weekend party.
Well, yeah, like Fridays and Saturdays, we would kind of get a little loud.
But there was one weekend party where I think I had 30, 40 plus people over in my 1-bedroom apartment. We had the spa and pool.
The spa. So you'd go out on the balcony, and on the balcony, it overlooked the pool, right?
And the spa.
And the spa was closer. And I remember one time, me and somebody else, we went over. I mean, I know who it was. I just don't want to disclose names because I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Correct.
Me and my friend, there's these 2 girls, and they're like, "We want to go in the spa." And I've always been one to not break rules. So I was like, but it's like 10:30, and
I've always been one not to break rules either, but when you don't get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, you guys always been like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to jail, and I'm gonna spend, the rest of my life in jail for going into a spa. So I'm over here like, yeah, I'm down. And these 2 girls, they're like, yeah, let's just go skinny dipping. And I was like, okay, because in my head I'm like, yeah, I want to see your boobs, obviously. But I'm like, yeah, but is it worth getting arrested at 10:30 at night? And I think I said something like, "Oh, it's posted on the sign that says it closes at 10." And they're like, "Yeah, okay." I'm sure they probably were like, "Yeah, okay, square, cool, whatever." I was like, "Nah, I just want to just let everybody know because I'm that cool." We jumped the fence. My heart is pounding.
This is how young and drunk he was.
Dude, I was like 22, 23. I should know, but I was like, "Oh my God."
You were drinking legally, other than breaking a property management law of not swimming after a certain time. Everything was kosher.
So we jump over, and I was like, okay. And then the girls started taking off their clothes, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. But then the whole time, like I was
Watching the fence.
Yeah, I mean,
Somebody could come. Security, what?
There was a couple times where a couple people were walking around. They didn't say anything to us, but they just kind of looked in.
But
Probably
I think if I'm not mistaken, when I went out to the balcony and looked, it went from like 4 people to like
a lot of us.
15 people.
A lot of us.
Yeah, there was
Just a
ton
bunch of naked.
people
You were all naked.
Yes.
in this
all
pool.
naked.
Not that anybody that looks over there is gonna care because there's a mix of men and women.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
When it got to that many people, that's when I really started freaking out. I was like, now we're really gonna get in trouble. But we never did.
There you go.
You ready? Hey, Cannon. Fuck you. Okay. But no, at that, like when there was more people, that's when I really started freaking out. I didn't want to be.
here's the benefit of that though, and this is what I realized back in those days. The more people you got involved with, the less likely it was of you getting caught because the chances of one person picking you out of 15
True.
is a lot harder than picking it out of
Yes, correct.
2. So, and I learned that in the military as well.
Speaking of the military, how did you get into the military? Did you just one day you were like, I'm gonna go?
No, so I tried to go into the military. Actually, I was enrolled and enlisted in the military in the Air Force when I was 18.
Okay. Oh wait, I think I remember this.
And I was already enlisted, did everything. I was waiting for my ship out date, and that's when I tore my ACL.
Oh, okay, yes.
tore
Now I
my
remember.
ACL,
Yes.
And they kicked me, they disqualified me, everything done, no military, I was done. So,
Yeah.
with that being, fast forward 5 years later, my sister enrolled in the Navy. And she
got in before you?
Yes, I would have
wow.
been in. I would have been in at 18 because my ACL, blah blah, all that
Yeah.
stuff. I never thought about going in the military, nothing like that, ever since the whole ACL tear or anything like that. But my sister had enrolled, and we had taken her down to San Diego, MEPS, to ship her off because she was going to boot camp.
Okay.
And we were doing a dinner, family dinner, all that stuff, and I was sitting there eating and all that. Joking around with my brother, I said, bro, we should join the military. Granted, I'm 23 now.
Yeah.
I said, we should join the military. And he goes, I enlisted today.
What?
What? My response exactly. What? Excuse me? He goes, yeah, I ship out in August. What? Are you serious? Why didn't you say anything? What's going on? So now my sister, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Now my brother, this is March.
Oh, okay.
No. This is May.
Oh shit.
This is May when she left, I think, if I'm not April or May. He left or was leaving in August to ship out.
Yeah.
And it took me about a week of my brother and sister are leaving me. What am I going to do? They're making responsible choices. I'm partying at apartments and drinking and
Mondays,
being
Tuesdays, and all
stupid.
kind of days.
I should probably do something with my life.
Yeah.
So it took me about a week, and I said, screw it, I'm going to try. I didn't know what would happen, what would come of it, because my ACL tear, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was able to enlist. It took 3 different doctors doing 3 different x-rays, views of my knee
Holy shit.
to
really?
make sure that it was kosher to go into the military.
Oh wow.
So once I passed that aspect of
So
it,
wait, 3 doctors had to clear you?
3 different doctors
Whoa.
had to clear me on my knee. Because here's the thing is if they would have let me go in and not cleared me with a certain amount of people saying, yeah, he's good, then the military's reliable if anything happens to me from that point on.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Does that?
Yeah.
So they wanted to make sure everything was good. Not saying it couldn't have torn again or anything like that, but they wanted to make sure it was strong enough, strength enough
Yes.
to go into the military. So
Yeah.
I joined the military, but when I went down there to MEPS and do all the processing and pick out your job and all that stuff, I told them, I said, the only way that I'll go into the military is if you have me gone within a week. I said, I'm not going to sit here and wait, because that's what happened to me 5 years ago when I was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
Is I had to wait 3 months, 4 months to ship out.
So initially
tore
you
my
were going to
ACL.
go into the Air Force.
Correct.
But then you ended up in the Navy.
Correct.
But your brother, he went into the
Air Force.
Air Force. Okay, that's what I
So
thought.
he went Air Force. Me and my sister both went
Navy.
Navy.
Okay.
But I told them, I said, the only way I'll leave is if you have me gone within a week. I want this job and I want to be gone in a week. They said, no, we can't do it. I said, okay, see you later. And I started walking out. Oh, where are you going? You already signed. I don't care. I didn't leave. I didn't go to MEPS. I did nothing like that.
Yeah.
I said, tear it up. I don't want to go. If you can't have me gone in
No
a
shit.
week at this job, I want it in paper. I'm not joining the military.
What was the job you wanted?
Police officer. I want to be
okay.
a master at arms.
Yeah.
And they kept fighting me. Well, your ASVAB score, you missed it by 2 points. I don't care. Get a waiver.
Yeah.
Whatever you have to do, get me this job at this. I don't care about my smarts in a sense. I know how to read, write, run. I can tackle somebody. I can do the job. Train me to do the job. I said, just because I can't add 2 + 2 doesn't mean I can't do the job.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no, we're not going to do it. I said, okay. I literally got into the car and we're driving away.
No.
And we get a phone call. Come back, sign the paperwork. We'll give you the job and you'll be gone next month.
No shit.
I said, okay.
Wow.
So I went back down there, signed. It was actually a Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday? I was gone on Friday. So,
Whoa, super quick.
yeah, so I actually went home to my parents and said, hey.
How did they react to
I leave
that?
Friday. They're like, what? Same thing as I did with my brother.
Yeah.
And I was gone within
No shit.
within 3 days. I think it was
Damn,
2 or
dude.
3 days.
And then
I
where
was off to
did
boot
where
camp.
did you go?
So I went to the shithole of the United States called, well before we
Indiana?
go there.
You went to Indiana?
No. I went to boot camp first. Boot camp. I won't disclose certain information on boot camp, anything like that, security purposes.
Yeah,
I
of
don't
course,
know
of
if
course.
it matters or anything like that. But I went to boot camp, and then I went to my training in Texas. And then after my training for police in Texas, I got stationed in Nebraska, which is the hellhole of the United States.
We passed by, quick story, we passed by going from Chicago. We were driving from Chicago to LA when we were based, or when we got our LA International transfer from Chicago. We were driving and we stopped in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln, are you familiar with Lincoln,
It's
Nebraska?
45 minutes away from where I was.
We stopped there. We had some Mexican. Well, we told the hotel people. I said, hey. The lady was like, "Oh, where are you guys going?" And we go, "We're gonna go try to find some food." And this was still relatively early, maybe 6 o'clock at night. And I said, "What's hot on the streets around here?" And she said, "Oh my God,
Corn?
there is an amazing Mexican place. When you come out of here, you're going to have to make a U-turn. You're going to go down maybe a mile. It's going to be on your left. You can't miss it." Because literally it was the only fucking building that was there. Because nothing else is there.
There's
right?
nothing. Yep.
Okay, and she said, "You're going to love it. It's amazing. They have the best margaritas." Okay. So I tell Allie, I say, "Hey, that sounds..." She's like, "Yeah, sure." So we're both excited to try
Something
Mexican
new.
food in Lincoln, Nebraska. Right?
Yep.
We get there and they were selling these like little pitchers.
Yeah, it was cute.
I don't know, maybe $2 or something.
Ooh.
It was super cheap. Yeah.
You wasted so the food doesn't matter.
It tastes. First off, it didn't taste like there was any
It was
alcohol.
like water. It was like lime water.
It was like
Really?
a diluted lime water.
It was so gross.
Fucking disgusting, right?
Did you drink it?
She didn't. I drank maybe half of it. And I mean, I usually eat, well, not really eat. I'll usually drink anything, even if it's terrible. I'll just drink it, and then I'm like, I'm not going to order it again. I couldn't even finish it.
Oh, so gross.
As we're drinking it, we hear a table. They come in, maybe eight to six people. "Ooh, we have to order the margaritas. They're the best here." And I was like, "You are fucking stupid. What's wrong with you?" They're all, Martha, this is good. And we're like, "No, it's really not." The food comes out. I don't even remember what I ordered.
Oh.
Whatever I ordered. We had a couple bites, I was like, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
The worst food, but the service was great.
They were nice.
The service was great. And you would think, like, I think Juanita was serving us, and, you know, I don't know, Edgar and whoever else was in the back, and, you know, you can hear the Spanish music, and I'm like, oh, this place is going to be amazing. Terrible. Terrible. We ate a couple bites, we paid our bill, and the lady goes, oh, is everything okay? Because, I mean, it's odd that you get your food, and within 10 minutes, you're like, we need to go. And I think I told her something like, I think I have diarrhea or something. Like, I need to go. And she's like, oh, okay. So they put the stuff in a to-go box. We left, we threw it away. We're not going to keep it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, it gave me such bad indigestion. Just the couple bites that I had,
That's right.
we had checked out. We've checked out. We're in the car. We're ready to go. We're 10 minutes from giving the key back, and we're gone. And I go, I have to take the meanest shit right now.
And you went
She goes,
back.
what are you gonna do? And I go, I'm gonna go tell him that I left something in the room. Hey, so I went back in. I go, hey, I left something in the room. Can I? Oh yeah, here. They give me the key to the room so I can go take a comfortable shit.
Back in the, you were leaving something
Oh my god.
in the room,
That's okay.
literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah.
So yeah, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, yeah, Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha,
So wait, where
Bellevue.
you were? What?
They're
Where in Nebraska were
I
you?
was in Bellevue,
Bellevue.
which
Okay.
is about 45 minutes from there. So it goes Bellevue, Omaha, Lincoln. So
Okay.
Lincoln's up north. Omaha's the capital right here, and
Okay.
then Bellevue is right off, like 15 minutes from Omaha. But again, in Omaha there was IHOP, Denny's, more IHOP, Denny's, McDonald's, stuff like that, and that was all that we ate.
That's it.
But, yeah.
Fuck.
So unless we ate in the galleys on base, and that was even horrible.
Really?
Not all of it. The Air Force has really, really, really good food most of the time, but some of it. I'd say no to their breakfast, yes to their lunch and dinners.
You know, I almost went in to the Air Force as a linguist,
I remember that.
and then Cal Poly Pomona was like, "Hey, we'll give you a scholarship if you come play with us." And I was like, "Bye, military. I'm not gonna go." And then I ended up moving to fucking Susanville, and then I never ended up playing soccer. Cal Poly, so yeah.
Do you regret that? The
I don't.
opportunity.
I look back and I think to myself, I should have, which I should have. But if I would have done that, I don't think it would have led me
To where you are now.
to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that have, you know, I've made a lot of friends. I've done some really cool stuff.
Susanville. I just clicked
Remember
in my
that?
head.
Remember that?
Susanville.
Yes. Yeah.
4 30 packs of beer and like 6 packages of hot dogs.
Did I ever tell you this story?
Oh my God.
I was living in.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
but
That
Susanville
was
clicked in my
that
head.
was a great.
And
That
I
was a
was
great
like,
segue.
We can't.
Yes.
And we literally lived, I think we bought 4 30 packs of Bud Light.
We did.
And like 6 or 8 packages of hot dogs. Not
Yes.
even buns.
No, just hot dogs. I don't even think we had mustard or ketchup.
We didn't even have a car. We got dropped off at the lake
Yes.
with this stuff and a tent
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
and a pillow and blanket.
Yeah.
Do we have
Yes.
sleeping bags? I don't remember. if
Yes,
we
yeah,
had-
yeah, yeah.
We
We
did
had
have
sleep-
sleeping
we
bags
had
because
sleeping
there's
bags.
a picture of the beer lined up between us.
Yes.
And I'm sleeping in a sleeping bag here, and you're sleeping in
Uh-huh.
a sleeping bag here.
Yeah.
And then our hot dogs were somewhere. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, so I was at the time I had a girlfriend. We broke up, and I didn't want to leave Susanville because I still had my dogs were still up there. That, and I was the assistant coach up there for the men's and women's soccer team. For the women's soccer team, I did a lot of stuff more than I did for the men's. So one of the ladies that was in my triathlon class, she said, "Hey, I have a room. You can come live with me." Okay, cool. So I go live with them, And I'm talking to you at some point.
I think I'd gotten out of the military. I'd just gotten out of the military, or within the year of getting out of the military.
Okay.
Because I had all the time to do
That lines up.
whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted.
So I ended up asking the lady, I said, hey, I can't even remember her fucking name right now.
I can't either.
Fuck. I feel bad because I mean, I should
I
know.
don't
lived
because
with
I
her.
only met her for like a week.
Well, not a.
And you're a
Well.
terrible person.
Fair enough.
So I had asked her, I said, hey, look, my friend Joe wants to come visit, and I'd love for somebody from, back home come visit me. And she goes, yeah, of course, because they had like two extra rooms or some shit.
Does she live by herself?
No, she lived with her partner. Her partner was the one
That's
that
right.
worked at the prison.
That's right.
So she said, yeah, of course. So I tell you, hey, come up. So Joe flies up, and he's supposed to be here. He was supposed to be there for a week.
For a week, yes.
I want to say maybe day 5, because the three of us had a great time together.
Yes.
Like there was times where me and Joe would go do stuff, just him and I, and then she would join us sometimes. Her wife, her partner, was more.
I don't think I even met her partner.
No, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, but she was more like, hey, that was it, because she worked at the prison, long hours. She'd come home, she'd, sit on her lazy boy, and she just wanted to watch TV the whole time. She didn't want to do anything. She'd give us money to go get out of here, go do stuff. So I think day 5, we're outside with her, out in the backyard. We're having a little fire. And we were talking about like, oh man, it would be so cool if you stay a little longer. And she goes, well, Joe, what are you doing? He's like, oh, nothing, just, have some time off. And she goes, well, why don't you stay longer? He's like, oh, well, I mean, I have my flight. And she's like, you can always change your flight. Just change your flight. And he goes, oh, yeah, maybe I can stay like another week. And she's like, why don't you stay another like 3 weeks? And we're like, wait, what? I was like, are you serious?
I remember that.
And she goes, yeah, just stay for the rest of the month. And I went, okay. Then she was the one that said, why don't you guys go camping.
Yes.
Over at Lake Almanor, I think it's called. Whatever it was. So sure shit.
She had a tent.
We borrowed my other girlfriend's stuff at the time, which I have that story when we were at her apartment and then her mom came in.
Yes. Oh. Oh.
The one where I was caught in the shower. Yeah. I want to tell that story.
And I was sitting in the living room. I was the one that was in the living room when she walked in and said, "Where's?"
I've heard this story so many times.
Yes, that was a position.
That was awkward. So we start. Okay, well, we're gonna go camping. How many days? I think we ended up going for 4 days because I think we left Thursday and we were gonna come back either Monday or Sunday.
It was a couple days.
So we started talking about the stuff we're gonna take. So we have a tent, we have 2 sleeping bags, we have blanket, pillow. Now we need to figure out
what we're gonna eat
and what are we gonna drink, right? Joe says, I actually think we took 5 30 cases.
We took 1 for each day. Is what we did.
Oh, you're right. 4. So 4, yeah.
1 for each day, and then we took a pack of hot dogs for each day.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
So we had all this beer, just hot dogs, and I think she actually bought it all for us.
She did.
Because she was like, oh, you're a college student. No, you're visiting. And we're like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So we have the essentials, beer and hot dogs.
We had 30 beers a day to drink.
Yes.
And we had a pack of hot dogs to eat.
Which, I mean, at least for the beer, we did a good job. We did not come back with any beer. No water.
Oh my God.
No water. We get dropped. My girlfriend at the time, she drops us off at the campsite.
Yep.
We get to the campsite, and the lady goes, oh, there was just bears spotted this morning and a couple days ago. Yeah. And I went, what? She goes, yeah, bears.
For whoever's watching this, just so you know, I have grown up camping since I was 2. I go every year. I still go every year, 2 to 3 times, maybe 4 times a year. I go camping. I rough it. I camp in a tent. I dealt with bears many, many times.
Bears, yeah.
My buddy Jesse here has never, I wouldn't say never. I don't know. Have you ever gone camping? So,
I have, but not the way.
Not roughing it. Not in bear territory.
When we were talking about camping, I said, "Oh, let me look up cabins that we can stay at, or let's look at." And he goes, "No," and I went, "Wait, what?" I was packing shampoo and soaps, delicious smelling soaps and hand lotions, and he goes, "No, none of that either." And I said, "Joe, where are we gonna shower?" And he goes, "In the lake. We'll go hang out at the lake all day. That's where we'll shower." And I went, "What?" Then I said, "Where am I gonna take a shit?" And he goes, we're gonna dig a hole, shit, wipe with whatever you have, and I went, "Oh my God."
Little LA, California boy. We really were.
What?
Oh,
Insane. But you know what? We had the best time.
we did, and
We walked. So she said bears, and I was like, and Joe's like, "Don't worry about it. I got a pocket knife. I got it. If anything happens." I was like, "You have got to be fucking kidding me." So then at night, this motherfucker's scaring me.
He
like,
goes,
"Did you
"Where
do
do I
that?"
go to the bathroom?" I said, "Go to one of those trees."
Oh
over
yeah,
there.
we
It's in the
had
dark."
our campfire, and I go, "Joe, I gotta take a shit." He goes, "Okay, go." And I go, "Where?" He goes, "Right over there."
Over there. Go
I
behind
said,
the tree,
where it's dark.
lean
He
up
goes-
against the tree, pull down your pants, go to
Dude,
the
I
bathroom.
was holding on to the tree, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so weird." But I mean, I had to go.
I scared literally the crap out of him.
He did.
Because he was hugging the tree, and I snuck up on the tree
Oh my God.
and scared the crap out of him. It was hilarious.
Poop came out. My butthole got tight. I think my balls even came up into my body.
Yes.
It was insane.
Yes.
Then in the morning, so we wake up, and I'm like, "Joe," we were waking up at whatever, crack of dawn, 6, 7 in the
Whenever
morning.
the sun hit the tent because it got too hot.
And then I look over and Joe, "Hey, morning," and we'd start with we'd pop the top, and then we would take one of the beer cases with us, and we did have towels. Remember, we did have towels, and we walked about maybe a mile
Down the lakeside.
down the lakeside to a little beach area, and then I think the first day. There was that mom, I think the 2 moms that showed up with like 6 or 7 kids, and we were playing with the kids on the
log.
On the log, yeah.
Standing up on the log,
Yeah, we had
running
the
on
best
that
time,
thing.
and
It
the
was a
moms were like,
blast.
"Oh my God, thank you very much, you guys." The moms were over there like drinking wine or some shit. We're watching their kids.
They had no idea that we were just 2 random bums camping in
Yeah.
a campsite a mile down the road. Yeah.
Then, I mean, we spend all day at the lake, and then when it started, I don't know, maybe 5-ish. You can kind of tell, you can tell that the sun's going down. Then we started walking back. We walked back, we ate some hot dogs. The next day we wake up, we do the same thing, we go back.
Pop a beer, drink a beer.
And then that second
30
night,
of 'em.
was a Friday. Because then Joe goes, "Hey, you know that little bar restaurant that we passed by?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Tonight we'll go, my treat. We'll go have some fun." Okay. So we go over there. You know, we brought very little, but we brought some sort of change of clothes. We go over there, and I think we had like a burger, and we're like,
Because we had hot dogs like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like 2 days.
and now we're talking to we're just talking to everybody and just making friends. So much fun. And then I think the third day, my girlfriend, she came to pick us up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you guys into town." And same thing, we had more food, but we were like, "Blah, blah, blah," like we had never eaten ever.
Before. Literally, like we were bums living
Yeah,
next to this.
that shit
lake.
was fun though.
It was.
That
blast.
was
We had a
so
blast.
much fun.
We had a blast.
That was awesome.
So,
And
let's do
then,
it again.
oh,
I'm just
we should. We'll leave
Leave all the
everybody here.
ladies. We'll go do our camping thing.
I don't think I'll survive for more than a day. No, but then the story of how, so in Susanville, I was dating this girl whose parents were pastors. for church. And I didn't live with her, which I didn't live with her, but they didn't think I stayed over ever. They thought at 9 o'clock we were responsible adults, and I would go to my house, and she would, and we'd go, good evening, goodbye, I will see you tomorrow. And but while Joe was there, this one day in particular, I had my math class that I needed to attend.
You know what's funny, though? I feared going over there.
Did you?
I did.
Why?
Because I think it was you or her that said we weren't supposed to be over there.
Oh,
or something
yeah. Yeah, she did.
She did,
Yeah.
because of her parents and
Yes.
all this other stuff.
Producer, are we going to lose camera if you go pee? Okay, cool. She's going to go poop real quick. You're right. She said,
So I was nervous to even be there
okay.
at the time that we were over there.
But I could have sworn we got there the night before you spend the night, and then it was the next day.
It was during the daytime.
Yeah. That happened during the daytime, but I think, if I remember correctly, we were hanging out. We were at my place, and then she said, why don't you guys come over? She'll make some dinner. We'll hang out. We'll watch a couple movies. And then we started having a couple drinks. The night got later, and I think you stayed out on the couch.
I did.
We stayed. Oh, no. You stayed in her roommate's bed because her roommate wasn't there.
I remember, if I'm not mistaken, waking up to the knock on the door.
When they came in? No. That's not how it happened. I
was already awake. I was already awake.
You either slept in the roommate's room because she wasn't there, or you were on the couch, whatever it was. So that night turned into the next day. I was supposed to go to class at like 4 or 5, my math class, and I was doing really well because I really suck at math. And I was like, she was like, no, stay. And then we were supposed to go to the movies, which was right across the street.
Yes.
We ended up making lunch. We started watching movies. And then it turned into, let's get ready to go out. So me and her go to the shower. And I tell Joe, we'll be right back. We're going to get ready. Hang out here.
And out of all the time that was going on throughout that day, that her parents could have shown up, it was...
But in our defense, we didn't know that she had given her parents a key to her apartment. We didn't know that she talked to her parents and said, you can have Bible study here whenever you want. We weren't aware that that day was Bible study day.
That's right. Yeah.
So I'm in the
There wasn't even a knock on the door.
No, they just came in.
They just came in, and they looked at me like, who are you?
Yeah, because duh. What the fuck are you?
Who are you? Where's my daughter?
I'm in the shower with her, right? We're in the shower. We're almost done. Joe knocks.
That's right. I got up. I said, hold on a sec. To her parents that just walked in.
Well, it was her mom. It was her mom and her brother's wife.
Wife or
Yes.
fiance.
I think wife.
Were they
I
married?
don't know. Whatever.
Yes.
I know they got married at some point, but I don't know if it was them or I don't know. Anyways.
I said, hold on a sec. Not knowing who this lady even is that just walked into this place. And I knocked on the door and said,
And it was, you know when you hear somebody say something in a different voice?
Yeah.
And you know something's wrong?
Yeah.
He knocks, but I said something to the effect, because he didn't say like, hey Jess, he like, hey man, nothing. He said, Jesse, which was my first indication, but I blew it off as like, what the fuck is he doing? I replied, he's like, hey, no. And I said, hey man, relax, I'm getting my dick sucked.
because that's how Jesse is.
Because I'm like gangster, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then we hear her mom, and she, in a cracking, very disappointed voice, says her name, and she almost faints in the shower on me. And I'm like, what the So I'm like, and then I think Joe says something like, yeah, somebody's here, man. And I went, cool. I just yelled out, I'm getting my dick sucked. So
I think I left at that point and went downstairs.
I think you went outside to have a cigarette.
I did not stay in the building.
No.
That's what I did not do. I remember that. I think
We
I did go
we
smoke.
come out, ready? So yeah, you go outside. You're having you're whatever you're doing. You're not in the building.
I was not involved. The only part I was involved with was translating
Yeah.
from mom to daughter and Jesse.
So we come out, and she just said the mom tells her something, and I went, "Hi." The mom doesn't even look at me. Like, all right. So she's just like shaking. I'm like, "Hey, relax. We're fucking adults. Relax. It's not that big of a deal." But it was in her, in her world it is. So I'm getting dressed, and I come out, and her mom.
Come out rubbing the pallet.
That would have been even worse. I come out, I see the mom again, and she's like this, and she's looking down, and in my head I'm like, God damn it, all right, whatever. I remember going to the kitchen, and her sister-in-law was in there, and I said, oh hey, and she was like this. She looked like I was about to attack her, and I said, at that point I was pissed. Because I thought to myself, like, okay, we're two adults, we're fucking, whatever.
It happens.
We're like 23, 24, 25. Like, we're not 18, we're not 16.
It's our own place that
So I thought,
gave keys to.
I thought, I didn't fucking murder somebody. That pissed me off. I saw her, she's like cowering. And I said, hi. She doesn't say anything. I think I grabbed the glass. I grabbed some water. And I said, God damn, you can't even fucking say hi? I go, yeah, cool. You people are fucking great. Which I made the situation even worse. Because at that point, again, I was pissed. And then you and I left. We went walking back to my place, which I didn't live far.
No, we walked everywhere in Susanville. Susanville, the only thing you had to worry about was the elk and deer that trampled down the streets and stuff like that.
Yes.
Wow.
But it was like if we lived in Crown Point, going from, this is a great example, going from your parents' house to the square.
Oh, okay.
Like the furthest thing that was, or like the farthest thing from us was the Walmart. And it was maybe from your parents' house, maybe a little closer than where Strax and Van Tilly's is. Like that.
Okay.
But even the Walmart was slightly closer.
You can
So it was-
literally walk everywhere.
Everywhere.
In Susanville.
So I was like, whoa, let's walk back. And then we start, the whole time we're just
And
cracking
everybody
jokes.
knows everybody. That's the problem. So
Yeah.
what took place
Oh no.
that day in that building,
Yeah,
everybody knew what happened.
yeah. Because I think they even canceled Bible study so that they can pray with
Oh.
her to get the demons out.
And then your relationship was over?
She said, she was like, I can't see you anymore. My parents, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. So then me and him kind of went a little crazy around town. I think I was like sucking a titty or two.
Oh my god.
Random titty, by the way. And then like day 3, I met her. Oh, I went to go meet her. I borrowed my roommate's car. I borrowed the lady's car. And I said, hey, she wants to go talk or something. And then she was like, you have to come say sorry to my parents. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
I remember that.
But then he stayed back, and then I came back, and he's like, so what happened? You guys back together? I was like, no, fuck that shit. She wants me to go say sorry to her parents. Yeah, suck my dick.
Okay.
We ended up getting back together, though.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
We got back together.
I think she finally realized, like, I either want to be with him or don't want to be with him. My parents are going to make me or not make me.
Yeah, but then I also feel that she realized I wasn't going to.
Change who you were.
Yeah,
Correct.
Because, like, again, I didn't murder anybody. And I remember telling her parents, I remember telling them something like that. Like, we went to the church to meet. Like, her brother's there, and he's like, I was like, man, shut the fuck up. You got 5 kids. Like, you're blowing nuts left and right. Relax. I think I got a little mouthy with her brother. Because at that point, I was like, I don't give a shit, man. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You guys are going to tell me that Jesus doesn't love me anymore? I don't care. And then I think I told her dad, like, look, man, we didn't murder anybody. We're adults. I mean, I know y'all don't like it, but fuck it. This is, like, whatever. Like, okay. And then we went out with them, like, a week later. And then I had never had a drink around them ever. We went to this Mexican restaurant. I was like, fuck it. I was like, yo, my man, can I get a beer? Her dad goes, he just looks at me, nods his head. He goes, I'll take one too. And I went,
Oh.
and after that, it was fine. But yeah, the fun times.
And then you broke her heart when you met me.
Yeah, actually, Allie stole me away from her.
And the next time you saw her was
Oh, do you want me to tell that story?
You're talking about yourself a lot. Are we interviewing Joe?
Yeah, we are. You know what? No. We are. You're right. You're right.
That was, a part of our life experiences together.
Yes.
In Susanville. I remember that.
Dude, that was fun, man.
It was.
But you only came up to visit once.
I did.
But you were there for a month, so I mean.
Long enough.
Kind of like, I think you were.
I think your roommate disliked me. Can't remember why. I think I left a little earlier than what we planned.
I think so too.
I honestly don't remember what happened.
I don't either because
we did the fair. We did all kinds of stuff there.
Oh, you're right.
Remember
We did
went
do
to
the fair.
and all that?
Oh, we even worked the fair.
We did work at the giant slide.
Yes.
Yes.
No, not only that. We also did. Was it
the giant slide we did?
We did that.
Or
but
hot dog on a stick?
No. We did the slide, but we also did the stuff with the CHP. Because girl's job, she was a dispatch.
That's right. Yes.
So Joe and I were working their booth, and they were selling food and beer. So you and I were pouring the beer.
That's right.
So we were getting tanked with all the CHP guys.
Yes, I worked a different fair as a giant slide.
Oh yeah.
That's when I met Jay Leno and all that other stuff.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah.
That was at the LA County Fair, though, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, because I went and we were going on the slide left and right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the owner of the giant slide owned hot dog on a stick, so we ate hot dog on the stick for free.
Oh,
we worked the giant slide, and then Jay Leno showed up and said, "Hey, I bet you won't get in with all your clothes in one of those spas over there." I said, bet.
Oh, you told me that story, yeah.
Bet.
Yeah.
He said, "Come on, let's go," and he had his camera crew and all that stuff, and we all jumped in fully clothed into a spa with water and sat there as he made fun of us.
Yeah, because that exhibit thing was right there. Mm-hmm. Right. You'd come down the slide, and then to the left, there was one of the exhibit things.
Massive spa with all the different spas and all that stuff. Yeah, that was interesting, too.
Yeah, that was a good time.
But
I think it couldn't have been. I'm trying to think. I mean, not that I need to think about it now, what exactly happened. But you weren't messy, because you and I were cleaning the house almost every 3 days. Joe was making his bed every morning. I was not.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Because I don't do that.
I just gotten out of the military, though, too. I know it was within me just getting out of the military that I went up there. Or it was right before I went into the military.
No, I want to say it was after. Because if you did it, or was it? I don't remember.
Because I went into the military when I was 23. I didn't get out till I was 27.
No, then it probably was before then.
Before, possibly.
It could have been.
I don't know.
Yeah, but still, either way, I know you weren't messy.
I honestly don't remember what caused.
But yeah, instead of you staying for four weeks, I think
It was like
we cut it at 3,
or something.
maybe
like
3.5.
that. Yeah.
Do you remember going to the bowling alley up there?
Yes.
We would go. Joe's a really good bowler. Are you still a really good bowler?
I'm all right. It's been a couple years, but like I said, it's like riding a bicycle.
He was really good. We'd go out there and he just, oh, this is easy. And then right as you came into the bowling alley, to the left, there was the bar. So you'd open the door, and there was like a separate bar. We'd go hang out in there a lot.
And get tanked.
Yeah, but then we'd always, and again, it was great because we'd either walk or we'd get dropped off and picked up.
It was a
I
good
think
time.
we went to the casino. I was down the way, the fucking little ass casino that was like this big.
I remember that too.
That was fun.
We
And
did
we've had a lot
stuff
of good
up there.
times.
Yeah, a whole lot.
And then it's crazy that when we got to Vegas, we were talking, I think one night we were talking for a couple hours. We were still in Hermosa. We were still in Hermosa. We were talking, blah, blah, blah. And I think in that you told me you had moved to Vegas.
Yes, I found out though that you guys were moving to Vegas through Greg because I talked to Greg, and Greg said, "Hey, give Jesse a call. He's moving to Vegas." And that's when I called you. I said, "Hey, bro, you're moving to Vegas? We live in Vegas." You're like, "Where are you staying?" I said, "Empire." He goes, "Dude, we were just there. We were gonna get a place, but we ended up going with Aviator."
Yeah.
And we became like
Yeah.
And then,
neighbors.
then it was, Joe was down the way.
Like 5 minutes, walking distance.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Everything's
which we
walking
did,
distance.
walked a couple times.
Yeah.
And then you moved.
Moved. Yep. We moved to Texas. Well, no, I lied. Didn't move to Texas. We moved back to California because my wife's grandmother was sick with cancer.
Oh, yeah.
All
I
that stuff.
remember.
She ended up passing away, and once she passed away, then we moved to Texas.
Yes.
Did that for a year-ish. I think we've been gone for a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Close to 2 years, because we've been here,
We've been here since April 2020.
so almost
Yeah,
2 years for
almost
us.
2 years. So, and that's right. So, us about 2 years because we were here prior to you guys moving here.
Yeah.
And then sold our house and moved back, and now we're here.
So they went to Austin, and then last week? What day was it? Oh, when we got the boys, Saturday. Saturday, I'm at the gym, doing work. All of a sudden, Joe says, "Hey, can I
All of a
borrow
sudden,
you?"
Joe calls, and he decided to answer because he forgot to call me back from 3 weeks prior. To
Yes.
And how
Okay.
many
No.
times did I tell you to call
Actually,
back?
I don't think it was 3 weeks. I think it was like 2 months prior. I was on a trip. You text me, or you called me. Then I text you, "Hey, I'm gonna call you later when I get to my hotel."
Yes.
Never called him.
Between me and her saying, "You should call Joe. You should call Joe. You should call Joe."
I'm like,
Which she did,
all the time.
and then
Horrible with phone calls and text messages. Just so you know, I love the guy.
I think did I initiate the text message, or you text me?
I texted you. I wanted to see if you'd come over and help me with the couch.
Yeah, but that's not what you said. I think what Joe sent me a text, and I think it was like, "Are you
I don't
free or
remember.
something?"
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Then I called him because I was like, "Oh man, I haven't." Yeah, that's what it was. He texted me. I called you because I wanted to let you know, "Hey man, I haven't forgotten, whatever." And then as we're talking, that's when Joe goes, "Oh, hey, can I borrow you for like 10 minutes?" And I went, "Yeah, wait, huh?" I said, "What do you mean borrow me as in," he goes, "if you can come over." And I said, "Wait, what the fuck? Are you back in Vegas?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "When the fuck did you get here?" He goes, "I don't know, 10 minutes ago." And I go, "What?" And then the friendship continues. It's crazy how things have always worked out.
Keeps going.
Because there's been years where we haven't talked.
There.
I think the longest we haven't talked was like 2-3 years maybe. But every single time
I
we
think
see each other.
Right out of high school, we didn't talk for like 2 or 3 years, and it wasn't until I got reconnected, I think, with Richie, and the parting thing and all that stuff that we got reconnected and started doing the parting at the apartments and stuff like that. But
Yeah, because
again,
then I think at one point, because I think you and Richie were hanging out a lot, and then at one point, I started hanging out with you more, just because of my job where it was more lenient. Because Richie was like, "Dude, I have a fucking 9 to 5. Like I have to go to work. I can't fuck around like you guys." And we're like, "Yeah, I know." So I mean, that's my jobs have definitely let me have more
Free time.
free time to do that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we're here.
But here's the thing, and this is what I will always say, I will always believe. No matter what you go through with friends, whether it's disagreements, agreements, ups, downs, bads, stuff like that. Again, almost 30 years, maybe. Friends will always be your friends, no matter what.
Good friends will always be your good
friends. Family will always be your friends and family. So no matter what happens, I mean, just looking back, there's not a lot of people that say, hey, I've had a friend this many years or this long or anything like that. I have a handful, you know. I have you, Richie, and I still talk to Richie and stuff like that. But, I mean, we're talking like elementary school type people.
Yeah.
But no matter how far away you go, how far away you are, long distance, anything like that, quit talking for X amount of time, whatever it might be. When you do reconnect, it's like you never really left each other. So, which is awesome. And again, like you said, 2 years later, here we are.
Yeah.
We're back doing the same thing. So,
I had a great time having you on the show. We're definitely gonna have to do it again.
Please. Please.
I love you. I hope you know I love you.
I do.
I think, hopefully I tell you enough. But I just want to let you know that I do love you. I not only do I consider you my friend, but I consider you my family.
Yes.
Again, thank you for being on the show. Let them know one more time where they can find you.
JoJo G Gaming on Facebook in the search tab. And for you that are watching on mine, please go over the links tagged in my description of his podcast, The Jesus Show, but not that one.
Hopefully you like it.
Go over, like him, follow him. He does interviews, pro athletes, friends, family, individuals, comedian, hilarious guy. Love you to death as well, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. All right. We'll see you next week.